Thanks for just stopping by a second. I just wanted to ask you quickly if you could help us out with the map. Perhaps so you know where you live, that there's somewhere on the corner where there's construction work going on. Like sites where there's Lavorio in corso.
Sulla Prenestina che dovrebbe stare da queste parti qua. I live here. They are working in here. Okay, they are building, and they close completely the street.
And then next time we're doing a site visit. So what we're trying to do here is take the information that the city produces on the holes in the street, the construction, we plot them on the map, then we're visiting those sites, documenting and collecting rubble. The rubble is brought back to here, it's archived, displayed, beautifully photographed, and becomes part of the exhibition. Rocro is the rubble office of contemporary Rome, and it is a functioning artwork. When I'm working in the streets of Rome, or anywhere where I can't speak the language, it's exactly what I'm making. You know, I see people talking, I think they're having a good time, they're probably complaining. So I have no idea, I'm in blissful ignorance and having a great time. The history of how I began working with rubble began in New York. Nothing was going on for 2 days, everything was late, and I just started making very small structures. And in the end, those were probably more interesting than the grand public art project I was working on. The next time I picked that up was in Amsterdam. In London it really developed, working regularly with the wheelbarrow. The office is the first time it's happened here in Rome. So Rocro belongs to Rome, but the genesis of the project is global. The fact that Romans think it was designed for Rome is a sweet conceit that most people have about their city. The site we're looking at looks to me like it's repairing water pipes. You can see evidence of like pretty minimal depth dig. You know, when we look around the site as well, we see people can't suddenly park. It's difficult to walk down the street at certain points. Look at the trouble this lady's having on the street corner. So we find that there's this moment, the street's utterly ruptured. Perhaps like ourselves when we fall over or we lose our keys. Temporary architecture comes up. We're very familiar with these barriers, the tape, the red and white, don't go here, this area is now closed. There's like a virus across the city. It moves around like weather, temporarily locating itself. There's two routes. One is if the municipality has officially told me about this site, and ideally you will visit in the day, you'll meet the workers, you'll discuss the site, and then you would, take some rubble as agreed with the municipality. Of course, if they're not here, we have to kind of do it like a slightly different style. It's usually better kind of late at night. Now, it's important to remember that most of the workers, they only work like from 9 to 5, Once we're outside of those hours, no one really cares. During these months, on a good week, we would do 2 to 3 field trips, and that would involve anything from 10 to 20 sites and rubble bags being filled per trip. So for the sort of 4 months, somewhere around 300 to 400 sites. It needs the layers of history to become more interesting, so Rome is a good city to work in. It's a mess, that's brilliant. In the end it comes back, it needs to be about the sculpture, but when you come in, hopefully you're looking at these beautiful formal arrangements with their certain palette, but then you're not really, is there anything to do with that? Is actually to do with this? So the final artwork undermines itself as an object. The things are made beautiful and objectified as sculpture should be, but they deny themselves, or you're denied the pleasure of them. And I think for sculpture to be sculpture in 2012, it should question what it is to be art or what it is to make art. Everyone's in, and in a way that this is the moment of conclusion, but to get out of that, I've tried to be clear this is a work in progress. It's always changing. I'm not responsible for half of it. The Rockford agents are, whose work will continue when I'm gone. So it's just the same as it always was, day one, and the same as it will be in another 2 months. Well, hopefully it becomes permanent. Municipality office.